Hi, everyone. My name is Daisy Garcia. I'm the Director of Equity, Diversity, Inclusion at Nctc, and I would love to welcome you all to our Latinx Business Leaders panels. Now, before we begin to introduce everyone on the panel, I'd like to introduce Lori Logan, our resource partner for small business owners, so that she can talk a little bit about what she can offer you all.
Wonderful. Thank you, Daisy. Again, my name is Lori. I'm the director of the Small Business Development Center at North Central Texas College. We are a resource that is funded by the federal, state, and local governments, and our host is North Central Texas College. We provide no-cost, confidential, and customized business advising for people who want to start a small business, grow a small business, save a failing business, pivot your business during these turbulent times, look for access for funding, anything at all that you are looking for with your business. We have experts in the field that can provide that training and that advising at no cost. Sometimes you might come to us and say, wow, great idea, because typically business owners are very good in the product or service that they provide, and then there's everything else. That's what we specialize in. We make sure that you understand it and help you with the feasibility study, the business plan, needed permits, certifications, understand employees, contract labor, any type of funding, bookkeeping, reporting, all the taxes, everything that not so fun stuff. But we come alongside of you and make sure that you are able to get those resources. Again, at no cost and confidential. We don't even share the fact that you're a client. So it's our nice little secret. But we have experts in the field, all have at least a bachelor's degree or master's degree in business, and all have business owners. So they understand the triumph and the gains of owning a business, but also the pains. We know that it is 24/7. It's just all the time. And it's nice to have someone to come alongside of you to kind of talk through some things. So that's what we offer. You can access our website and contact us and they're going to put it in the chat where it is sbdc.nctc.edu. And at that website, you can see all of our resources. And we also have some links to our resource partners, anything to do with the business at all. You can make an appointment there and access our training. We do have quite a schedule of training coming up, again, at no cost. And we have experts in the field from all over the country, which is one nice thing about having webinars, that we can get experts from all over the country in a variety of topics. One of the main topics, very popular, is some of the SBA funding and grants, the PPP, the EIDL, and many things to help you save your business and help you pivot your business. But we have some industry specific type training, retail series, retail marketing, getting online, your Facebook, your traditional marketing. We have lots of different type of webinars. We invite everyone to attend in that. They are live, and there is a time for question and answer, so you can ask those questions there. But also there's contact information. So if you don't get your questions back there, you can call us, again, at no cost, then we can answer those questions for you. So I'm here and available. If anybody has any questions for me, I'm happy to answer those. We do have resources for minority-owned businesses and just all types of things that we have resource partners that are also sponsored by the SBA, which we are funded through. And special thanks to our host, the North Central Texas College. We are positioned in areas where we can serve not only the large communities, but rural communities, and oftentimes where the businesses are, they really needs to come alongside of them and help them with their resources. So I'm happy to be here, and thank you so much for having me tonight.
Thank you so much, Lori, for providing us that information. To begin our panel discussion, we'd like to have our panelists introduce themselves and talk a little bit about their business and share their career field. We'll go ahead and go with Maria.
Hi, my name is Maria Melendez. I'm a State Farm agent in Dallas. I am originally from Gainesville, Texas. I also represent the Greater North Texas Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. I have been with State Farm 18 years, but I have been a business owner for almost a year and a half now. And thank you, Daisy. Thank you for welcoming me, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Awesome. Knowing you makes you feel more comfortable, so I'm really glad you're here. Jacob,
it only
please.
helps.
Yes. Jacob, please introduce yourself and your business.
Evening. Sure.
Yeah.
Good evening. My name is Jacob Mejia, and I am a residential mortgage loan originator with Ameridream Mortgage Group. Basically, we're in the finance business, helping families and individuals purchase homes, refinance, anything that has to do with real estate, from the financial piece of it. I'm in the business for almost 25 years now, and it's become a passion of mine to really help customers and families achieve their home ownership goals.
Awesome. Thank you. And Dolores, tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're at currently, because I think this is amazing, especially, yes, this is an amazing goal that you've achieved.
Okay, well, I start. My name is Dolores Reyes. I've been a real estate agent for 16 years, and I'm the owner of Reyes Realty Group, and we are part of Keller Williams. I came from Mexico. I immigrated from Mexico when I was 18 years old. I didn't know any English, didn't have any money, I didn't know how to drive, but I'm here now. I have two kids, two wonderful kids. One is 27, the other one is 24. Both of them are part of Reyes Realty. And I'm married with the only boyfriend I ever had in my life. So that's a little bit about me. And right now I'm in Italy. I'm accomplishing one of my big dreams, and I'm taking a sabbatical year. So that's what I'm doing here. I also have, I'm an investor, so I have some rental properties in the Denton area. And thank God we created some passive income, and that's how we're here.
That is awesome.
Thank you for having me here.
Of course. Okay, I appreciate you all being here, and let's go ahead and delve in some of these questions. If y'all don't mind, we'll just have a conversation and we can branch off of each other. Can y'all tell me what personal characteristics or traits you believe has helped you the most in your professional success?
I'll take it. I'm always myself. I feel like if you're authentic, the self, it shows through everything you do. I have a mindset of service, and I've always grown up with that. I think since childhood, I was always out there in the community helping. I was raised always to help my community, and it's always brought me with the mindset of helping. It brings me great joy, and I believe this is one of the main characteristics that helps me in my career, because that's what we do. We're here to help people recover from the unexpected. I help them uncover and realize things that that they don't think of, everyday little things, little incidents that can happen, and how can I help them to recover? How can I help them make their life better? How do we recover from it? So,
Dolores, Jacob, do y'all want to share anything on that?
Can I go first, Jacob?
By all means.
Okay. Well, for me, I guess persistence. I am very persistent in everything that I do. Faith, being eager to learn, and I'm a dreamer, and goal-oriented, and caring. I think those are my strengths, I can say, my traits. And persistence, because real estate is a wonderful career, but it's not easy. And statistics says that 87% of agents quit during the 3 to 5 years, the first years. So for me, those years were difficult. I have to overcome, I did overcome a lot of obstacles, and I was working a lot, but I really was not making any money. So I was about to quit, but, I think that my faith, I know that God put me there for a reason. So I stayed, and I'm here now. That's one of the things. And the other one, eager to learn, for me, knowledge is power. So I think that the more I prepare myself, the better I serve my clients. And also I feel more confident. Goal-oriented, I have always been a big dreamer, and in order for make my dreams come true, I always set goals, and I guess I make a plan, and that's what I have done, and it has worked so well. One of my biggest dreams was doing these, and I'm blessed to enjoying this time right now. And another dream, another big goal that we had, it was being a top producer in Keller Williams, in Keller Williams' office, and we did it in 2017. We were the #1 team on sales in the Denton area. So yes, that was a big accomplishment. So in caring also, I care about people a lot, and that has taken me a long way. 90% of our clients are referrals from past clients. So I think that's the same thing than Maria. We care about people, and being honest and authentic, that is what help us a lot in our business.
I know we haven't worked together frequently, but I know we were on a committee together, and I could see that you had a big heart. So I really appreciate that, especially for our community.
Thank you.
Jacob, and I look forward to seeing you, Jacob, again. Do you have anything to add to that about your personal characteristics?
Yeah, most definitely. I think a lot of what Dolores and Maria both said definitely applies to me. It's in the very beginning, it's just having no fear to ask questions, right? Don't sit at the back of the classroom, sit at the front. Don't be afraid to ask people if for their knowledge and their experience so that you can grow also, right? When I first started in the origination side of this finance business, I did it with the purpose and the pursuit of monetary gain for my own personal well-being. And I quickly learned that because it wasn't a passion and my only goal was the making money, I wasn't making any money, right? It wasn't until I finally realized that serving my clients, and I even say this now to my real estate relationships and anybody else that I come in contact with, take care of the customer, the money will come. And I firmly believe that when I started applying that into my day-to-day aspect of living, my entire world changed. I mean, I've been very blessed ever since having that kind of approach and mentality. The other thing, is again the persistence, right? When somebody tells you can't, it's okay. Use that as your motivation and as your fuel to prove them wrong and pursue again what's going to make you happy, because ultimately it's up to you, right? If you don't put in the effort, then you're not going to reap the rewards as well. And I think that a lot of people don't understand that concept, and maybe that's what keeps them from really achieving their goals.
Thank you for that. I feel like based on our conversation and even previous to the panel going live, I feel like all y'all were really self-starters, just highly motivated to succeed. Were there any resources or external influences that helped you become a leader in your field?
I'm getting down.
I can start. For me, one of the most important influences has been the understanding and support of my husband and my kids. I guess in everything that I have done, they always very supportive. And also, I have several role models at work. Jimmy McKissick, Mara Oliver, both of them are, they have written books about real estate and real estate and wealth building. And so they, and also I have read a lot of books about self-improvement, and I follow some leaders like Gary Keller, um, Anthony Robbins, people that I admire that I think have helped me, I don't know, grow more and succeed in this that I do.
That's awesome. Anybody else want to chime in? Read a lot?
I do. Well, listen to books.
Yeah, audiobooks. I like those too.
Audiobooks are, yes.
Mhm.
I'm going to say I have exceptional mentors in my way, but just like you say, self-made. I think I take quite a bit of pride, and I'm going to say she has a little bit of advantage because she knows me. So I'm going to say I'm a little girl that came from the neighborhood that really wanted what everybody else had. Was very less fortunate, came from that background that I did not have what my friends had. I did not have the privilege to do. So I grew up, that's just a way that we're raised. We're raised to have good work ethic. We're raised to be good people in the community. A lot of it is part of our culture, right? I will say I've had in my path, I cannot, I do have the banking background. I've had the exceptional mentors in my field. They believed in me, but many times you run into that where you do have to prove yourself. You do have to prove yourself. Sometimes us as Latinos, just in general, sometimes we have to work a little bit harder to get someone to believe in us and give us the opportunity. Learn from many people. I've worked so hard to build who I am, and I think what I do is the relationship building with people and having that good reputation. I've worked so hard to be a good version of myself, but I always will remember where I came from, and I will always try to mentor and be proud to mentor somebody that didn't have the same opportunity that I had. So I want to be ahead of that game and reach out to that person. I'm going to say that has helped me be a leader, and sometimes because a lot of people have the leadership, they do not have leadership courage. They're afraid. They're afraid to speak up. They're afraid to speak up because they have a second language. They're afraid to speak up because they're not from a social platform. They're afraid just because of our environment and what happens. So sometimes some of us are just, I'm going to say, we have that chispa, we say. We have that little thing, and we have to run with it. So
Exactly, the chispa and ganas, right?
Yes.
I mean, you're not going to be successful if you don't want it for yourself also. And, making yourself known, letting people know what your intentions are and what your goals are, because you never know who's listening and who's willing to actually help also and bring you up. And for me, it was trying to put the best me forward that I could, got me noticed by somebody who recognized something that I didn't recognize in myself when I first started in originations. Somebody walked by and said, "You sound really great on the telephone. You sound like you're confident. You sound like you know what you're doing. You should think about coming onto the sales side of the business." And I said, "Well, I kind of like what I'm doing right now. I do pretty well for myself." And they said, "Well, this is what mortgage loan officers make for a living." I said, "I'll see you on Monday." Right. I mean, and then I show up and I don't know anything about the sell side of the business, but it didn't stop me from asking the questions, getting involved, and then allowing the mentors that were in place to actually mentor me. That's the other thing. You have to be ready and willing to accept the knowledge that's going to be thrown at you, because we don't know everything on day one, right? And you have to be also open-minded and willing to be mentored.
be coachable.
Correct.
Exactly.
Yeah, because not everybody comes out as a coach, right? We all got to start somewhere. We have to learn. We have to obtain that knowledge, and then with that knowledge comes the confidence, and with that confidence, you become the subject matter expert, and then it just flows from there. People get attracted to that. They come to you. They start. You start being called upon for question Q&As and panels such as this as well, right? So again, being willing to put yourself out there is important, and definitely, above all, don't allow yourself to be stereotyped. Just because the last name says Mejia, just because I look a certain way, doesn't mean I can't do the same things everybody else is doing, and that I can't do it better. Right now, am I the best? I don't know. That's for somebody else to judge. But I'm going to do the best that I can in the moment when I have that opportunity to present myself that way.
So, talking a little bit about the chispa and the ganas, along that path of your careers, have there been any professional challenges that you faced being Latinx, and how did you overcome those challenges?
For me, the language barrier. For me, that has been something that I haven't been able to overcome. You can tell.
I understand you perfectly, so I don't know what you're saying.
I don't see anything wrong.
I got
you. Believe me, I have worked a lot trying to perfect my English, but it has been the hardest thing since it's my second language. And now being able to speak the way that I want, it has been, something that has stopped me for doing so many other things that I want to do. So that's one of the things. And the other one is my mindset. When I started real estate, I had a lot of limiting beliefs. I always thought, well, who's gonna want me to sell their house? As soon as they, hear my accent or see that my English is not perfect, nobody's gonna believe on me. And I know that it was just limiting beliefs. I know that that I was wrong, and I have to set myself and overcome those fear of rejections, and accept myself the way that I am, and not let these to define me as a professional. So I guess those are the things that I had to
The
say.
challenges.
Yes, those challenges.
I'm going to say, for me, there's always challenges, I think, in every day. But in my world, I see them as opportunities. I've had those challenges where I've been told, I think Jacob hit it right on the spot. I've been told, and I'm going to say in the last couple of years, you're a woman. You don't look like a certain group of professionals that waited on me before. Your name is hard to say. But at the end of the day, it is an opportunity for me to educate them, to challenge them, and maybe change them on their mindset. Maybe have a growing mindset on myself and on them. I strive on being resilient, because I have 3 sets of eyes that are looking at me. I have 3 young ladies, my daughters. Those are my motivator. But you have to be understanding of others and in differences. So I'm going to say in our careers, and I would probably say in all of our careers, especially right now, many people are very indifferent. Maybe what they're influenced by in social media, by the news, by everything. So you have to make sure you kind of do not take it personal. It's what you're holding on to. You almost have to listen to it, let them bend, and move on. So some of those challenges, it becomes about that, right? But as long as you know that you're being genuine and you're taking care of people and you're doing what you love, and it comes out as passion, as Jacob said, I'm not doing it for the money. I'm doing it because of the love of what it does when you're able to help them do something. To me, that's more reward than anything. And everything else takes care of itself in that aspect. So again, my challenges, I see them as an opportunity. It's an opportunity for something to a new level.
Right. If I may, so the challenges that I experience, oddly enough, as a mortgage loan officer, as an originator, right? The moment they see Mejia, or they hear me say a couple of words in Spanish, oh, you speak Spanish. now I'm just going to give you all of my Spanish speaking business only, right? I'm like, oh, hold on a second. Hablo español, but I speak English too, right? I can take care of all of it. Let's not, let me earn your business by the quality of the work. Let the work speak for itself, not just because, I'm Hispanic. And that's the other thing too, right? I mean, we definitely want to be prideful and don't forget who you are, but also don't let that be the only thing that defines you.
No. To be diverse.
Correct.
I'm like gaining inspiration as I'm like hearing your answers. This is amazing. Have you seen any Latinx representation in your field? Any other Latinos? And what was that experience like? Did y'all happen to see anybody like when you were starting out?
No, this is my first actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I came up in a lot of corporate environments, working for some of the big institutions. So it wasn't so much encouraged ethnic diversity. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't specific to Hispanics. It was just everybody comes along, everyone pulls in the same direction. But no, this is fantastic. This is great.
How about you, Dolores and Maria?
I see a lot of Spanish-speaking agents in my field. We have a lot of agents, and we normally help each other. Even if they work with another real estate companies, I see that. But I also see that some of them can take you as a coworker. Sometimes they can take you, as somebody that is going to take away their business. So, but yeah, I see a lot of representation. I see a lot of agents that speak Spanish.
In my field, years ago, there was not very many. You didn't see as many Hispanic, Latino, insurance agents. But I'm gonna say right now, we're rocking it. I have a wonderful network of not only Latina but circle of diverse business professionals, and we inspire each other and you motivate each other. And again, you always want to keep up with people who have the same mindset as you. Again, you have the ones that are intimidated by you or
yeah,
I don't know, they may be that apple, but it's okay. Not for it's not for what we do, and alone it kind of filters through. But I'm going to say in my group, we inspire each other because there's enough for everyone, we say.
Right.
We motivate each other. We keep reaching out to the wonderful community. We work together. And the main thing is educate, encourage, empower in an underserved community. So that's the main thing.
I think the education part of it is super important. I spend a lot of time educating Hispanic families who aren't familiar with the process of purchasing a home in the United States, right? Or they've never done it before, and it's not something that is. I think it's not something that is spoken a lot about at home in our communities, within our families. I didn't know about credit. I didn't know the importance of savings and things like that. Those weren't things that my parents really taught us. And so now when I have the opportunity to be in front of somebody who is starting to ask questions because they have this goal of purchasing a home, I start talking to them about, okay, how's your credit? Oh, you don't have credit. Let's establish your credit. Let me walk you through that process, what it's like. It's the education process. And sometimes it's not something that's going to happen right away. It takes time. But if you invest in somebody, you're going to get so much more in return.
Back.
Just popping in and popping out. It's okay. So, talking about, growing a thick skin and taking those bad moments and seeing them as opportunities, how else would you help others give tips and tricks on how to navigate professional situations differently? or how have you had to navigate professional situations differently as a Latino?
Where with us, we help a lot of Hispanic people. A lot of our clients are Spanish speaking only. So what we do is we have everything in Spanish, in English. Our whole team is bilingual. And also we try to get bilingual people in every one of the key positions in the transaction. Like lenders, like title companies, everything for them, inspectors. If for any reason we cannot find a bilingual person, what we do is we translate, we're with them. And another thing that we do is, I don't know, educate also. We worry about, how we can help them in the whole process, and we try to give them all the information they need to make the right decisions in the home purchase. So, we have to do things different, yes, but it is wonderful to see that we can help people to realize their dreams when we help them buy a house.
Real quick, through your experience, because y'all have had a variety of years in it, right? Have you had to help Latino community more in certain topics? Or do you feel like as a community, we have grown to figure out a little bit of what we're discussing? Like credit, is that just a consistent thing that you've always had to like, hey, credit scores, all that? Or is there a little bit of improvement wiggle room that, like the community is getting it? Or is this a consistent education? Like you've had to educate things? Because like I'm saying that, for instance, because I can take that back to Nctc and be like, hey, basic skills, because no one taught me about checks. Like, you know what I mean? Like basic things that could help our community out.
Yes. What I found is that a lot of the Latinos don't know about the process, and we do have to help them from the beginning. And in a lot of them, you tell them, once, and it takes a little bit. I mean, you have to hold their hands through the process and do a lot of education. That's why we have a lot of material in Spanish, because we go to the basics, and it's better if you explain everything at the beginning, because for me, I sit down with my clients and I talk to them about the process and help them understand little by little, because I feel that gives them more, I guess they trust you more when they understand, what you're gonna do for them, and how the process is gonna be. So yeah.
I'm gonna jump in there. You had it first, Jacob?
No. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, I mean, in the Latino community, and I repeat it, and I constantly say it, and I'm gonna say sometimes I feel like I become voice for the situation. It's an underserved community, and this is where we have the Latinos that do take advantage of that situation.
Yeah.
So that's where we, I think, and I'm going to say probably that's a shared trait that we all have. That's where we share. We try to share with them, educate them, teach them how to empower. If they don't purchase something from me, I'm going to take my time and I'm going to educate them, because guess what? They interacted with me and they're going to come back with me. Maybe on their end, maybe they can break that point. Sometimes you can't. You're always going to remember Jacob helped me, Dolores helped me. but it's like I have to do the right thing, the ethical thing. I have to help
Right.
them out because nobody did that. I mean, and I can say that as an experience. I can remember when my parents had insurance back in the day and nobody taught them the right way. They just sold them something because of price. It would have made their life so much easier. So it goes with everything. So if we have the opportunity to educate them and teach their new generation, because especially in our culture, what happens? The children are the ones that are translating. That's why some of us are very powerful in
Exactly.
knowing that. We miss school. We're the ones at the doctor's office. But it's very important that people, I mean, if I could ever tell someone, just slow down, help your person and do it almost like you're giving back because someone helped someone in your family. Someone helped you once. You've got to give them the opportunity to learn it and learn it at their pace. I don't know. Here, my passion is going in there. Because I become like this big defender for people because I see it a lot in my world. I do see a lot where they are not given the right, and their circumstance could have been way different.
Yes.
So, and I think in our profession, especially if you helped them, you educated them, and you did it, you're going to get all the primos, all the vecinos, you're going to get everyone. Háblale a Maria, go with Maria, go help,
Exactly.
because that's what we do, and we do it genuinely, and they feel it.
I think what when you first asked the question, Daisy, the thing that comes to mind for me is it's two things: education and generational traits as well. It almost feels a lot of times when I'm speaking with a Hispanic client or prospecting client, culturally, it seems like we tend to be a little bit more reserved and a little bit more cautious, especially when it's things that we don't know, we're not very familiar with, right? And now add to the mix that it's in another language, it's in English, right? Oh my. Now, who do you really trust? And because you don't understand what you're looking at as well, like Dolores said, I think it's fantastic that she has a lot of the information in both languages and it's available. And so it becomes really breaking down the barrier and letting the public that you're serving know that you're sincere in trying to help them, right? And help guide them. That you're not doing it for your personal benefit. You're doing it first and foremost to help educate them so that they can be empowered and achieve their goals, whether it's buy a house, refinance, or get properly insured to protect their investments. Right? I think that's the biggest thing for me that I see is generational. Now, from the education standpoint, if it's somebody from Mexico or anywhere in Latin America that's coming to the United States for the first time, isn't very familiar, right there, you're overcoming those obstacles. But the children of those immigrants, right? The children of those people that have now established themselves and have grown up in the American culture, they understand the concept a little better. They have a better grasp of how things operate and things work. So it starts to become the confidence starts building, right? And you get a third generation Latina, now even more informed, really understands what's going on and how the system works in the United States of America, right? So the different levels of from generational and education that comes along with that.
Now, can you tell us how, if there's somebody interested in your field, how they could go about starting getting their feet wet?
Like the greatest piece of professional advice, I guess, is that kind of like what you're asking?
Yeah, like what should they do if they want to be a State Farm agent or, work in a mortgage company or anything like that? Realty. What should they do besides contact y'all?
I mean, in my world, I'm going to say the first thing is to do this job, and I say it in Spanish, esto no es un don, no todo lo tienen. Not everybody can do this because you have to have patience. You have to have empathy. You have to learn how to think outside the box. You have to be a people person. If you don't like people, you're in the wrong business. I'm going to say it right away. Because sometimes you're going to get people that are not in the right mood. Sometimes you're going to get people, I'm just saying that's the biggest thing. But other than that, I mean, you need to find someone, mentor yourself, work in that industry, kind of learn that. But on the State Farm side,
you're also dealing with a lot of people that are in crisis too.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, in our world, if you work in an agent's office, State Farm agents or independent contractors, you work at an office, that is your best experience. You will really know then if you want to be a State Farm agent or not. I'm going to say that is your best experience because you get it all. Not every day is the same. You go through storms, you go through fires, you go through, babies are born, people die. It can be not for everybody. Some people can't handle those situations. So I'm going to say that's the biggest, but I'm going to say anyone can do it too. I'll turn it back around that way. Don't stop. Never forget who you are. Work the best version yourself, and those doors will open. They'll open if you become intentional with what you do. But you can always reach out. You can always reach out, and we'll help, and we'll guide you to that.
Yeah, in my industry, it's a little bit. I want to say it's a little bit easier to get into versus insurance or even real estate because you can apply with one of the larger banks and get trained through them and learn on their time, right? And find out if that's something that you're really interested in doing. If you prefer not to be associated with one of the bigger banks, it's as simple as going on to the national licensing website, signing up for a class that you're required to pass, and then there's a test that you have to succeed on as well. And once you have that, interview with a mortgage company or mortgage broker, and have somebody sponsor you so that you can actually have that license activated and start originating. So there's a couple of different ways that you can go about it. Me personally, I came up through working for the larger banks first. Got all that corporate training, which I found to be invaluable because in the environment that I'm in now, much like Dolores, I imagine, and Maria as well, the three of us, I'm assuming here, we're all 100% commission. We don't have base salaries. We don't have, I mean, we get out of it what we put into it. And that can be a little bit scary when, if you don't have the confidence yet or the knowledge necessary, because lack of confidence will definitely come out when you're speaking to a customer. They will sense it. They will feel it. They will smell it, and it's not cute, right? So you want to make sure that you're confident in what you're doing, and that confidence comes with knowledge and experience.
And in my field, it is easy. You only have to take 180 hours, and it's easy. It's easy to become a real estate agent. The hardest thing is what Jacob and Maria mentioned. First of all, this is 100% commission job, and a lot of people takes forever to make a sale. So what I suggest is to have some savings, 3 to 6 months reserves, if you want to start doing these, because you never know when is going to be your first sale. And also interview several brokerage. Sometimes people make a decision depending on who they have to pay less commission split. And I don't think that's the right thing to do. I think that they have to go to a broker that gives you the right tools and in training to be successful in this career. It's not just about the commission split. It's about learning and be really prepared to do real estate. And I guess also learn as much as you can. The real estate classes, the 180 hours are not going to prepare you to represent clients. You really have to take classes, be eager to learn. Title companies teaches classes. A lot of places that are teaching classes that will help you, to represent clients better, to be as successful in real estate. And what other thing that I needed to say join a team also. Because when I did it, that's one of the things that I regret. I learned things on my own, and it took me longer that way. When you join a team, it is easier. You learn about you learn what others have learned already, and I think those are the advices that I can give you.
Awesome. Are there any networks specifically for your industry that people can get involved with?
In real estate?
Yeah, or just in general?
Yes. There are some Facebook group also that I learn about, and I learn a lot about different things that happened with real estate in Facebook. There are other groups, but let me think about that, because I don't have them with me right now, but I can send them to you guys if
I'm gonna
Maria?
I'm gonna say there is plenty of networking, and I mean, just in the field that us three work, all three of us actually work together. If you really want to paint the picture, so anyone that's listening, they can kind of get the idea what happens. So someone wants to buy a home, the first thing that they have to do is they have to be approved. You can't just go look at a home and be in love with it and not know. So that's where Jacob comes in. You go have a conversation. So if you don't have the credit and don't have at least certain little requirements, Jacob was probably going to educate you and help you and work with you, and maybe you can come back in 6 months and be where you need to be. Then we go to, so now you're approved, you have it. Where do you go? You go to Dolores. I want a house. Now I can see a house and fall in love with it. And then you go through the process where what happens next? Well, before we close, kind of like buying a car, I need insurance. That's when you call me. And we work together. And so I'm going to say in my daily life, I speak to lots of real estate agents and a lot of mortgage loan originators, because why we try to make it easy for our customers. So we communicate to make it easier for them. It's a stressful moment as it is. Buying a home is super stressful. And sometimes people will just run with it, not knowing. They're running off of emotion. So they don't even know sometimes what they're picking, what are their options, what else can they do, how much can they give down, what else can they qualify for. So it's part of helping the customer. Again, it's working together for one common cause. And in our network, if I do well and I help Jacob good and I help Dolores well, guess what? They send me more customers, or vice versa. Look, this person was able to help. So we network and we discuss conversations. So in our fields, we network a lot. That's what we live off of.
I heard someone say, if you're not networking, you're not working. Because sometimes it's not about what you know, it's who you know.
Well, it's almost you're almost always networking. When you speak with somebody, you just treating them right, presenting yourself. The three industries that you have represented here: insurance, mortgage, and real estate. I mean, we're in the service industry. We're servicing individuals, right? And so we're constantly selling ourselves and selling our expertise. And so, I can be I can be at the mechanic shop and while I'm waiting for the oil change to be done, I'm talking to somebody inside and just having casual conversation. And next thing you know, it just happens to slip out that I'm a mortgage loan officer, and they're like, "Oh, really? What are interest rates today?" Well, I'm glad you asked, and there we go, right? So, I mean, you have to have that personality also to be ready and willing to speak to anybody. And there are no strangers in our industry, you know. I'm willing to talk to anybody and everybody. Now, not everybody wants to talk to me, and that's okay, right? That's why there's other loan officers, and I network with other Latino loan officers. And like, hey, look, we weren't vibing, and that's okay. Maybe you guys might have a better relationship, and so then we help each other out in that sense. But yeah, networking is, I mean,
essential.
It's everyday life.
Mm-hmm.
Every customer, every opportunity, every interaction, that kind of lives in the same field, all three of us. And sometimes you're having the simple conversation with just the person in the waiting room, but the other person is hearing, and it can open up.
Right.
Daisy knows me. I wear my name tag and I wear my logo everywhere. So, and I drive a big flashy car. So I'm a conversation starter everywhere I go.
I do really love your lady in red. I love it. Insurance lady in red. I love it. I love it.
It was a joke, and it ended up being the catchiest thing. It was a joke because you get to choose your name. Usually you choose your first name, last name. I get, of course, Maria Melendez. It's a little long. But there was another Maria Melendez, and I could not have my email. So it was a joke, and it came out. But people remember the email, and they go to the website, www.insuranceladyin.red, and they find it. So now it's a trend, and people take pictures of my car and send it to me, tag me on social media. What better way to billboard myself? It works.
That's awesome. It looks like we have about 10 minutes left, so I just want to get your 2 last questions in. What is the greatest piece of professional advice you'd like to share? And is there anything else you would like to share with our NCTC community?
For me, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jacob. No, you.
Adelante, por favor.
Okay. For me, be authentic, be honest, care about people. In anything that you do, don't do it for the money. Care about people, and that will bring you the money, like Jacob was saying. The people can sense whenever you're being honest and you're helping them and not going or not treating them as another transaction. So that's one of the things. The other one, success is simple, not easy. And just go after your dreams and believe in yourself, I guess. Jacob.
So really 3 basics, and this would apply to not just real estate, insurance, and mortgages, but anything that you want to do. And there are 3 basic concepts that I've always talked to anybody who I've hired or who I've considered hiring. And number 1, be on time. Show up, be on time. Number 2, have a good attitude, right? Leave the negativity at the door, come in here with a good attitude. And number 3, show me some effort, right? If you show up with those 3 things, then the rest of it is up to who you're working with to help you gain the knowledge that you need to be successful, right? Those are the 3 basics just to get started in any profession, whether it's these or anything else that you want to do.
I'm going to say, never forget who you are. Work to be the best version of yourself every day and in your team. So it's a culture that you create in your office or create with your peers. Find like-minded people. If you are with someone that's putting you down, you're not going to make it. You're going to doubt yourself. Your circle of friends have to be in the same. They've got to be your biggest cheerleaders. You've got to be able to be bold. Also be bold. Always find time for yourself. Always find time to grow as a person. I'm going to say never settle. How many of us, or many out there, will just settle? I'm here. I'm okay. and always give back, reach back and help someone. I'm going to say that's one of my biggest things there. But especially all the students right now that are in Nctc, I'm going to say, do it now. Don't stop, because you don't want to do it when you're my age. Do it now. Get it over with. Don't stop. Just keep going and take advantage. I know it seems like college life and my professor and this is boring, or, I would say take advantage and run with it, and you'll be amazed at what you can do with everything you learn there. That's just the beginning, tip of the iceberg.
Be authentically you, ask questions, find mentors, sit in the front of the class. For me, I'm going to be like, I'm Daisy Garcia and I'm proud. I've gotten so much inspiration from y'all. We're going to go ahead and open the WebEx mixer. I appreciate all y'all on this panel. Thank you so much. Dolores, Jacob, Maria, for being here and just being awesome. I felt all your passion. I want to talk with y'all more. If y'all want to join us, anybody who's viewing, you can go ahead and hop in the link. Liz, thank you so much for hosting this evening. Lori, thank you for letting us know about the resources that we can ask for as a small business. And then we'll just exit off of here, and then I'll see y'all on that link.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
for having us.